Hey guys, enjoying this 60-degree weather. Last week it was in the single digits and now it's 60, I think 64. But um, reason, what would you do right now if an EMP went off? You know, there's a lot of people saying, oh, other countries are going to get mad at us because, Trump's going to stop buying from them. Trump's going to make stuff in America to bring back jobs, which I hope he does. Yeah, I really do. But, they say these other countries are going to get mad at the United States for that because that's going to hurt their economy, which they need to stop making cheap crap. But they can retaliate by, hacking our power grid or sending a missile up over us and causing an EMP. And now the experts say if a EMP hit, it just depends on the areas or something like that. I was listening to it last night. We could be set back to the dark ages for a year or two, or could be longer. My question to you guys, if it was to hit right now, do you guys have everything you need to make it through? It's the middle of winter, and if I was another country, right now would be the time I would do something like that, because it'd be the hardest time for people to survive hitting in the middle of winter time. So if it was to happen, are you guys prepared enough for an EMP to hit? Or do you have everything you need? Or say you're at work, or you're out hunting, or you're out fishing, or you're away from your house and it hits. How are you going to get home? Do you know the shortest distance to get home? Now I'm going to hear guys say, well, I'm going to put all my stuff in a Faraday cage. Well, if you don't know an EMP's happening, how are you going to put your stuff in the Faraday cage? How are you going to communicate to find out if your mom or your dad or your brothers, your sisters, or like me, I got older kids moved away. How are you going to find out if they're okay? I've watched a lot of videos on this EMP, and people say, well, I'm going to put my in this, and I'm going to put my stuff in a Faraday cage, and I'm going to have this and that. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Nobody knows when it's going to hit. And going to do it when it hits it's going to be too late. So my question's to you guys, if it hit right this minute, would you be prepared? Would you have everything you needed? Could you get home without a vehicle? I mean, I've been thinking about that. I say we would be pretty good. There's a few things we don't have, or we don't have enough of to, just little things. It's just, nothing, no major life-threatening, things. But, I don't know. I say we would be pretty good for a while, but after the supplies started running low or running out, then we would have to start, trying trying to figure out things. But as it stands right now, I'd say we'd probably be pretty good, you know, for a while. Because we got plenty of garden seeds and stuff like that to start a garden in the springtime. You know, for canning, I would have to figure out something to do on an open fire for canning, and that's kind of dangerous, you know, especially with a pressure cooker. But I'd have to figure out something like that. I need to do some research on that, you know, how to can over an open fire. But you know, just stuff like that, people never think of. You know, I never thought about canning over an open fire until I started, you know, listening and thinking about, you know, these EMP attacks and stuff. You know, that's one obstacle I would have to overcome. You know, that way we'd have vegetables into the, you know, into the summer, I mean, into the fall and winter. You know, then like if you guys, you know, the coffee's going to run out. If you got coffee, and tea is going to run out. So you're going to have to figure out what plants you can use to make a tea. You know, you're like your honeysuckles and your dandelions and your rosebuds and stuff like that. But then you got to figure out how to dry them out. You know, how to process them, drying them out, then storing them so you can have that, you know, that for tea later on when your supplies run out. That's the thing. Then you're going to have to figure out how to process and keep meat. You know, there's a lot of people going to be digging rut cellars, and you know, the ones who's wanting to survive will be digging rut cellars and making smokehouse. But then you're going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to be doing all this, and people's going to see it that don't have it. Then you're going to have to worry about looters coming in, you know, robbing you and stuff like that. So there's a lot to think about, and people just don't realize it. You know, you're not going to get a warning. You know, everybody says, oh, if it happens, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're not going to have time to do this and do that. It's just going to be boom. It's on you. And you're not going to have time to run and put your stuff in a Faraday cage or run to the store to get this or get that. So, you know, I was just wondering, kids dropped one of their things. How would you make it? Are you guys ready for it? You know, ready for it right now. I am ready as best as I can be. You know, I could probably do a lot more to get ready for something like that, which I should. But, I mean, to get ready for everything, that's a lot of work, you know, especially if you have families. You know, you got to work on paying the bills, you know, clothing them, feeding them. You know, you got other stuff on your plate as on top of preparing for stuff. And, you know, it takes time away from you preparing and money away from you getting stuff to, you know, buying up stuff to be prepared. But like I said, my question was, you know, if an EMP was to hit right now, you know, are you guys prepared enough? I mean, I think that would be one of the ultimate, that would be an ultimate SHTF, you know, because they would be nothing. No lights, no running water, no vehicles, you know, no way to get gas if you did have a EMP proof vehicle. You know, if you got gas saved back, you know, that's going to run out, but then you're also going to be becoming a target because people's going to see you driving and they're going to want your vehicle. That's another thing you got to think about. You know, everything you do is going to put a target on your back. But, you know, economic collapse we could ride out. You know, a lot of us could ride out with no problems. You know, um, riots and looting and stuff like that. You know, that's already went on, and it didn't really affect a lot of us. Um, but that right there, you know, EMP is the top of the top. You know, it would that would be a game changer for a lot of us, I would say. You know, especially if it hit in the middle of wintertime. You know, in the spring and the summertime, I don't think it would affect us as bad. But if it hits right in the middle of winter, yeah, it's going to be bad on a lot of people. Even the ones who's prepared, it's still going to be psychologically, it's going to mess with your mind bad. But just give it some thought and think about it. Then write a comment down below and tell me, you know, if you're think you're 150% ready, or if you're slacking on a few things. Like, hey, I'm slacking on a few things, you know, but it's nothing life threatening or major, you know, um, nothing like that. But you know, if you're at work or you're out away from your family and it happened, do you have a way to get home? Do you know the quickest way to get home if you're having to run or walk to your family? Um, you know, how are you going to be able to check on people? How are you going to communicate with people? Because not everybody's going to have all their stuff in a Faraday cage constantly. You know, I know I can't afford to go out and buy all kinds of extra, you know, two-way radios and stuff just to set them back into a box and let them sit there for I don't know how long and nothing happen and not use them. You know, I can't afford it. I don't know if you guys can or not. But I hope this made sense. You know, I hope this video made sense and it got you thinking. Like, you know, as I'm doing this video, I'm thinking about stuff. Okay, do I have this? Do I have that? You know, could it really do this? Or, you know, I'm thinking even making this video on certain aspects of an EMP. But I want to do some more research on it as well. Watch some more videos and read some more on there. But just let me know. And I hope this video helped. Hope it got you thinking. Just let me know in the comments below. And till the next one, guys, everybody be safe. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy this 66 degree weather. All right, bye, guys.